Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Neurodiverse in Wrestling Assess. I'm your host, John Arroyo, and today we're going to be given a highlights of Raw and Smackdown before Backlash. Boy, they was crazy. It's a lot to cover, so let's get straight into it. We kick Raw off with Jey Uso ready to come out and call out Logan Paul, but instead slithers out Paul Heyman with emotional baggage. But Jey Uso wasn't having that. Jey Uso said it was Heyman's fault that the bloodline broke up and all the chaos happened. And Heyman said no, it was due to Punk and Roman and everyone wanted Heyman like some kind of cheesy soap opera. And then he says, why am I always the bad guy? Why am I always the one to blame? Boy, you put yourself in those situations. So Jay's like, you know what? You keep talking that much smack. Seth Rollins say he's the so-called it star. What about we have a World Championship match tonight? And Heyman just smiles and he just says, deal. Perfect. Like, Heyman got what he wanted out of this. And you will see in the main event, but ooh, it was a banger. Well, Benta got his revenge in a match against JD. Because JD cost Benta the IC title a couple weeks ago. So Benta, he got his lick back. The match was brutal, counter strikes, corners, flips, but despite the interference with Finn and Carlito, Penta dodges a corner kick from JD, and ooh, JD got hurt. And he ends it with the Mexican Destroyer, which leads into the announcement that Penta will face Dominic Mysterio for the IC title. We just have to wait to see who wins. I'm kind of conflicted because I don't know if it's Penta or Dom, but whoever wins, I'm going to be happy. Then we got a quick match with the returning Sheamus versus Austin Theory. And Sheamus just clean house with a top rope, white noise, and then bam, a bro kick to get it done. Sheamus is looking sharp, and we have to know, is he going to go after the IC title or he's going to go after the World Heavyweight? We just have to wait to see. And then we got an epic back and forth mic war with Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria. So Becky Lynch comes out and pretty much says, Bayley is trash, Lyra is recycling, and they're nobodies. And Lyra comes out being like, well, Becky, yeah, you say you're the top woman. You made all this history. But, ooh, you never won the women's IC title. I guess if I'm here, you cannot make any more historic wins. And that just triggers Becky. So they lead into a brawl, ending with Lyra Valkyria on top. And this match is going to steer the show. And I have a lot of predictions for how this match will go, so I'm going to make a prediction video about Backlash later. But, like, I feel like someone is going to get involved. It's not going to be a clean finish. It can't be. Then we got a dream match of Io Sky versus Roxanne Perez. Io and Roxanne delivered a clinic. Roxanne kept going for Io's legs. Well, Io fought back. Her legs did give up multiple times during the match, but Io won with a sickling roll-up for the win. But wait, Roxanne Perez bows and shows Io Sky respect? Nah, that was fake. She had Julia come out and they beat Io to a pulp. What did this mean? Are we getting a four-way women's match soon with Io, Julia, Roxanne, and Rhea? Because I would love that. Give me that. That would be, take my money. That would be a match I want to go see. Then we get a crazy big man match with Otis and Rusev. They was beating the life out of each other. Otis slammed Rusev through the table, but Rusev came back like an undead soldier, hit the accolade and choked him out cold. Poor Tozawa tried to save him. He got flatlined. Maxine was crying in the corner. Nobody could get Rusev off of Otis. Like, it took multiple people. And I want a rematch. Like, this is really good. And I love how Rusev is just destroying the division. I want more of that, please. Then we got the show off of Matt McAfee and Gunther before Backlash. And Gunther pretty much ate up the promo. Like, Pat McAfee tried to like talk back, but Gunther pretty much destroyed him. He pretty much said, "Oh, it was your daughter's birthday and stuff. Hopefully she watches Backlash because I'm gonna beat you up, and I don't think you're gonna make it out of Backlash alive." And like, Pat McAfee tried to talk back, but it didn't really work. And my prediction is Gunther is going to beat the hell out of Pat McAfee. Yes, Pat McAfee is going to maybe have a couple good moves and stuff, but Gunther's going over it, hands down, like 100%. Then we get our main event with Seth Rollins and Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. The match was incredible, fast and emotional, everything you wanted in a main event. Both men hit these killer spots. Super kick after curve stomp, after pedigree, after Samoan drop, after superfly splash. Both men didn't want to give up. Halfway through the match, Bron Breakker interferes, but then Sami Zayn takes out Breakker. And then, Jey was able to win the match, but after the match, Seth starts beating up Jey with Braun, and then CM Punk comes out with a steel chair and like cleans house. What did this mean for the main event picture for SummerSlam? Are we getting a fatal four-way match with all men? Would the Roman Reigns play a part of this? I just can't wait. Like, this was epic, and SmackDown kicked it to 100%. So let's get straight into that. SmackDown continues to dial up to 100. Backlash is about to be legendary. Let's get into some of the madness. So we start things off with Damian Priest and LA Knight versus Jey Uso and Jacob Fatu. The Bloodline versus the team that kind of got together. Could it really get along? The match was fun. LA Knight and Priest were fighting each other most of the match, like arguing. And Jacob Fatu and Solo tries to like take advantage. But that actually didn't benefit them. That actually benefit Priest and LA Knight, and LA Knight picked up the win. But after Priest and LA Knight started throwing hands, and Jacob Fatu was a monster, pretty much taking them both out. But post-match, like, after the match broke out with everyone fighting, Drew McIntyre Claymores kicks Jacob Fatu out of nowhere and holds the U.S. Championship. This fatal four-way match for the title is going to look crazy, and I don't really know who's going to win. This is a match that can go any way, and I just loved how we opened the show up with something like this. It was so good. And then we get a women's tag team match with Chelsea Green and Piper Niven with Zelina Vega and her surprise tag team partner, Alexa Bliss. And boy, was it fun. Vega was mostly down most of the match because of Piper and Chelsea overpowering her. But as soon as Alexa Bliss gets to tag in, she came back like a whole new monster. High-flying, brutal combos, a twisted Bliss, but Piper breaks it up. So Vega and Bliss take out Piper, and then Alexa Bliss hits the beautiful Abigail DDT for the win. So what did this mean? Is Alexa Bliss now in the U.S. women's title picture? But I kind of like the pairing of her and Vega. I know it's kind of weird, but I kind of like that pairing. I want to see where this storyline goes. Then we get Charlotte Flair coming back. And she was just pretty much talking about she made Tiffany a star at WrestleMania. And she's going to give Tiffany her flowers because she did put up a fight. Even though Charlotte kind of chipped her tooth and called her a fake Tiffany, literally calling Tiffany a fake Charlotte Flair. But she gets mad when she demands the crowd to cheer for her. She gets so mad that she leaves the arena. But before leaving the arena, Jade Cargill walks out in her cowgirl Carter get up. And they kind of have a little bit of a face-to-face. You know, they just both stare at each other. And then when Charlotte's about to leave, Jay grabs the mic and Jay literally tells Charlotte, back of the line, bye. And the crowd cheers and Charlotte just ends up so mad that she storms out and leaves the arena. Wow, what a segment. And I can't wait for Jade Cargill versus Charlotte. They've been planting that for a long time. I want that match to happen so bad. Like, that match is going to be so good. I just can't wait for the build up for that. And then we got a Goliath match with Jade and Nia Jax, the number one contender match. It was like Roman gods fighting. Samoan drops, flog splashes, that was wild. Jade literally picked up Nia multiple times in the match and threw her like she was nothing. But halfway through the match, Naomi beats up Tiffany to distract Jade, which Nia takes advantage of and hits the Annihilator for the win. I love it. We love the woman bloodline members finally getting along. And does this mean they're gonna team up to take out Tiffany and Jade Cargill? And where do Charlotte Flair play in the mix? Take my money, WWE. You got one of the best women's divisions, and you just proved it right here with this match. So I'm gonna put the tag team matches in a segment together because they was both really good. So first, the Street Profits come out talking about their epic TLC match and says that they're one of the best tag team ever, which led Fraxium to come out challenging them for a title match. But Street Profits said you didn't prove it yet, and Nick Aldis comes out and just be like, okay, what about we just have a match? And the match was stellar. All tag team moves was available and crazy. I'm going to just say it now. This tag team division is so stacked, and I loved how they used Fraxium and Street Profits tag team moves back and forth. But at the end, Fraxium won, and Street Profits gave them a round of applause. And I just love that. Like, tag teams supporting tag teams. And that was just so good. And then we get a Lucha Showdown with Rey Fenix and Andrade versus Los Gazas. And the match was insane. It was pretty much Fly High City. Andrade and Rey Fenix was able to win. And after the match, we get a little bit of a telenovela twist. Humberto gets mad at Santos. Santos gets mad at Humberto, and Humberto leaves. And Angel is just there like, who do I go with? Who do I go? Like, I'm confused. And that was a great way to, like, end the night before the mic drop that John Cena put out there. That mic drop was just insane. So let me go talk about that. Before that, we got a match with Carmelo Hayes and Aleister Black. It was really good. Aleister Black was playing full mind games, really get it in the psychology of Melo. But Melo tried to play some mind games back, but it didn't work. The Miz tried to get involved. That didn't work. And Black knocks out both of them for the win. I like this storyline, but I want Aleister Black in a title picture. Can we please get him in a title picture, or he should be in Money in the Bank? Come on, guys. So after last week, Randy Orton has some clapbacks. John Cena came back with a full roast battle, okay? John Cena says, the last couple of years, Randy Orton has been holding on to John Cena's coattail for clout. Not just that Randy Orton comes from a legendary family that he keeps bringing up, but they don't really have that many achievements in WWE. And Randy Orton is a liar, he's a fake, and like pretty much this is a match, this is the last standoff between both of them. And our tire herds are gonna die because John Cena is gonna end Randy Orton. And pretty much John Cena says, whatever happened in the last 25 years, it's gonna be dead. Damn, Mike dropped, he ended the night off, but Randy Orton tries to do an RKO, John Cena does an AA, but to find out that wasn't Randy Orton, it was a fake. So Randy Orton hits a RKO to end the night. Damn, what a way to end the night. And boy, Backlash is going to be one hell of a pay-per-view to begin the summer, because a couple weeks after that, we get Under Siege and Battleground, and then after that we get Money in the Bank and SummerSlam. Boy, it's stacked this summer for wrestling, and I cannot wait. So please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.